Welcome to the Clear Insight podcast, where we discuss the latest industry trends and innovations in finance. I'm Mark Ersick, and today we're going to dive into a topic near and dear to my heart, balance sheet risk ranking. Traditionally, balance sheet accounts have been treated as equals, necessitating monthly reconciliation. However, leading companies risk rank their balance sheets to allow heavier focus on higher risk accounts and less focus on low risk accounts. To help me explore this topic, I've invited my teammate, Kazim, who has deep experience in this space. Welcome, Kazim.
Thanks, Mark. It's great to be here and discuss how risk ranking is a game changer during the month-end close.
Let's start with the basics. Can you explain what risk ranking is and why is it important?
Absolutely. So risk ranking is a strategy that prioritizes accounts based on their risk level, allowing finance teams to focus their efforts where it matters most. So it's a way of optimizing resources and streamlining the reconciliation process by distinguishing between high, medium, and low risk accounts.
How would you say a risk ranking process impacts the month-end close?
So it's definitely a transformative process. So by focusing on the high risk accounts, teams can allocate their time and energy more efficiently. It leads to faster month-end closes, more accurate financial statements, and a heightened ability to adapt to policy changes.
And I know you've worked with a lot of large-scale organizations specifically on risk ranking process. Can you break that down? How do organizations attack this?
Of course, risk ranking involves a nuanced approach that includes both qualitative and quantitative analysis. Initially, we have the qualitative logic. This focuses on assessing financial statement line items and identifying potential audit risks. It's about understanding the broader impact of each account on the financial statement line items. The second area is the quantitative logic. The quantitative logic looks at the numbers. We recommend considering measures like average account balance, transaction volumes, and manual journal entries as a percentage of total account balance over several periods. This part of the process is data-driven, focusing on the actual activity within each account to determine its inherent risk. So based on these analysis, accounts are then categorized into three risk tiers: high, moderate, or low. Each risk tier dictates the frequency and due dates of the reconciliations for that account. High-risk accounts might require monthly reconciliations, whereas low-risk accounts might be reconciled quarterly or even annually.
That seems like a very systematic approach, but I'd imagine this isn't a set it and forget it system.
Exactly, Mark. A key component of the risk ranking is managerial insight and continuous adjustment. Business unit controllers can tweak these rankings based on their intimate knowledge of the accounts, plus the system itself is regularly reviewed to ensure it aligns with evolving business needs and regulatory landscapes. It's a dynamic process, adapting as the organization and its environment changes.
That makes sense. Thanks, Kazim, for shedding light on that. So how is it implemented? Is there a specific framework or tools that organizations utilize?
Yeah, the implementation can vary based on the size and complexity of the business. Larger organizations might lean towards AI-based tools for their vast data sets and complex finance landscapes, while similar companies of smaller size start with simpler tools like Excel and gradually scale to more advanced ETL tools like Alteryx. Ultimately, a phased approach, starting with simpler tools and gradually adopting AI, allows for scalability and continuous improvement in the risk management process. Again, the key is a phased approach that aligns with the company's growth and complexity.
Interesting. And I know a lot of organizations want to understand benefits when they take on programs like this. Can you walk us through the tangible benefits that you've seen?
So the benefits are numerous. Firstly, there's a clear focus on high-risk accounts, which enhances financial accuracy for vulnerable accounts. There's also increased efficiency on the finance team's workflow, where team members have more time available for strategic work. And let's not forget the improved preparedness for audits due to this strategic approach.
And if somebody listening wants to implement a risk ranking approach at their organization, what would be your top piece of advice?
So start with understanding your current financial close process, identify the pain points surrounding reconciliations for the various balance sheet accounts, and then look at tools and strategies that fit in your organization's size and complexity to improve your balance sheet reconciliations. And once you've done that, then you can start incorporating an overall risk-based month-end close cycle. And do not hesitate to reach out to experts to help tailor your financial close and risk ranking strategy that suits your specific business needs.
Thanks, Kazim. These were super beneficial insights. Appreciate you taking time. And for our listeners, just wanted to recap some of the lessons learned from Kazim on the podcast. Number one, risk ranking categorizes accounts into 3 buckets: high, medium, and low tiers, allowing for a more efficient process. Number 2, the implementation of risk ranking is 2 tiers: quantitative and qualitative, thinking through financial statement risk combined with a data-driven numbers approach. And lastly, risk ranking of balance sheet accounts should be dynamic and adaptable, not a set it and forget it process. We want to make it a sustainable process in the long term. Thank you for tuning into the Clear Insight podcast. We're looking forward to you joining us on the next episode.